I really hadn't played for money up until then, but I knew about the game. And I called like my friend's $5 bluff, and I felt like the king, you know. I decided I don't want to lose anymore. I just don't want to lose anything I do because of wrestling. And I expect my peers to like look at me like that. Like, he's not going to lose. He's going to do whatever it takes to win.
Ashton Griffin is one of the largest winners in high-stakes online cash games in the world, outranking high-stakes phenoms like Tom Dwan and Brian Hastings, according to online tracking sites' list of overall winners. Despite Griffin's exceptional $4.8 million in online cash game winnings and $1.3 million in tournament cashes, how he got into poker is not an unfamiliar story.
I started playing my freshman year of high school, like 6 years ago, with friends. We were playing paintball one day, and then we saw a poker on TV, and we were like, all right, let's try it. And you know, I knew about bluffing, and I really hadn't played for money up until then, but I knew about the game. And I called like my friend's $5 bluff, and I felt like the king, you know. And ever since then, progressively played more and more, and online poker for real money 2 years later, and then that's all I'll see right from there.
After spending some time at the lower stakes, Griffin's rise to the very biggest games was astronomical, largely due to focusing on his strengths and taking shots.
I would say that I didn't go up the ranks quickly. Like, I was playing small stakes for a while, and then I went from small stakes to like nosebleeds really quick. Decided to play only Omaha and only heads up, which PLO, which are my strengths, and really focused on my strengths. And I ran really well during that time period. There was 25-50, and I won like 400 buy-ins at 25-50, and there was 200-400, and I never lost a hand at 200-400. So I guess I think I ran extremely well 2 years ago when it did happen, but I also was playing recklessly and didn't have any like stop losses or bankroll management. And I basically gave myself the opportunity to get to the highest stakes because I was so reckless. It felt like a game, and at the time, I didn't really know the real value of money, and therefore, I didn't understand like what $5 million was or what any of the money I was playing for. Had I realized that, I would not have been so reckless. And I would say that my personality at the time, I really didn't care as much as the players at my stakes.
Griffin is known for his determination and for how highly he values heart. When Card Player TV toured Andrew Lucky Chewy Lichtenberger's house at last year's World Series of Poker, where Griffin was staying, we heard from his peers just how strong his will to win was.
Tries real hard to beat him. So much heart.
You got ridiculous.
Ashton Griffin, most heart in the world. No one's even close.
How does that make you feel to hear like your fellow players talking about you like that?
I know that because of wrestling, like, it's made me a person. Like, it's changed who I am for the better, and I've had some very rough times in wrestling where I've been sad about it, I've been upset about it, angry about losing, and it really gets to me. I decided I don't want to lose anymore. I just don't want to lose anything I do because of wrestling. So the years and years of training and wrestling has made me the person I am today, and I expect my peers to like look at me like that. Like, he's not going to lose. He's going to do whatever it takes to win. And it's one of the reasons why I still wrestle, and one of the reasons why I'm probably going to do MMA after it, because I really enjoy that test. So, like, you know, putting in, dedicating a portion of your life to something. Nothing else could be more fulfilling than succeeding at something you put so much time towards.
Perhaps it was this very mindset that led Griffin to make a prop bet, which garnered a lot of attention in early 2011. Griffin laid Hasib Qureshi 3-1 on $300,000 that he could run 70 miles in a day, with any distance walked not counting.
We were like, my exams would end at the end of April, and the beginning of World Series starts at the beginning of June. And I was on a conference call with Justin Smith, my roommate now here in Vegas, and Hasib and the other person, and Doug Polk, were listening in on the conversation. We were figuring out how long it would take to run from Orlando, where I live, to Vegas after my exams and before World Series. And we came with a number that would have been 70 miles. And Justin's like, he's talking a lot of crap. He's like, well, you can't even run 70 miles in one day anyways. So what's the point? I'm like, obviously I can run 70 miles. And of course we start yelling at each other, and numbers were thrown around. Bets came about, and that's how it happened. And Hasib ended up jumping in on the bet. I told Hasib that I was never going to lose, and that I'm gonna win this bet. And I told him before I did it. But I would say that my training before the bet was the reason I was able to do the 70 miles.
Qureshi posted a long 2-part blog detailing his experience sweating the prop bet. His blog was full of drama, and the whole experience came off as nerve-wracking and unpleasant. We asked Griffin how it felt from his point of view.
I felt a little bit less drama, and I kind of felt numb to everything. Like, I knew I was going to win. There was nothing I was really nervous about. Had it been more, had it been like 100 miles, I would have been a little nervous, and that might have affected my performance. But I planned it out. I paced myself in right portions, and I was really confident, which is why I think there was less drama involved from my point of view.
With the poker landscape changing so dramatically in the wake of Black Friday, with U.S. players unable to play the nosebleed stakes online, we asked Griffin how his life is likely to change.
The past year, I haven't really played as much as online as I used to, but I still did play about an hour a day. I feel like I have an opportunity to really focus on some of my other goals in life, like wrestling and a few other things, and really just let go of poker for a while and see what I can do other than poker. I've had a lot of success in poker, maybe not as much success in wrestling relative to the sport and the game, but I would really like to give myself a chance to do well in wrestling in other areas.
With so much heart, it's a safe bet that Griffin can go far at whatever he sets his mind to. Thanks for tuning in right here on Card Player TV.